Hello, my name is Mats Mikiver. I work in the municipality of Linköping, Department of Education. Thank you for inviting me to this web conference. I would like to contribute to present how we work with link persons or bridge builders or brobyggare, as we say in Swedish. I will now switch over to a PowerPoint presentation. Linköping is our town. And this is our logo. Link persons, bridge builders, as I said, it's a very important resource in the work with immigrants. Linköping is located 200 kilometers south of Stockholm. We have, as in Sweden, 18% born abroad. It's the same as the average in Sweden. And we offer since the year 2000 parents to participate free of charge in different kind of parental courses. We have courses to be a parent in Sweden. It's an information to newly arrived families. We have parental courses for all, both Swedes and immigrants, and family learning, as we mostly work with immigrants. And the basis for our work is like that those who have the greatest impact of the child's emotional and intellectual development is the parents. And one of the greatest risk factors for a child is to drop out of schools or not to go through with approved grades. You start with this and think forward. And during the work with parenting and meeting immigrants, the staff out in the neighborhoods and in the schools and preschools have learned us what the immigrants most want to talk about. They want information about the schools and preschools, of course, but also the society as a whole. They want to discuss about parenting, maybe for many of them a new kind of parenting. They want practical help because of the language. And when they go to school, for example, Swedish for immigrants, they want to have somewhere to practice speaking Swedish. And both children and adults want help with homework. And the perfect person to reach the immigrants are what we call the link person. The link person is a person who has been in Sweden for 5 to 10 years. He or she, mostly she, has a double cultural competence. Of course, their own home country and their culture, but also Sweden, to know how it works in Sweden, to have a good Swedish language so they can communicate with the Swedish staff. And that makes them automatically trustworthy for the target group. The target group knows that the link person once was in the same situation as they are now, which also makes the link person as a role model with a very high status. We have learned that the newly arrived listen very carefully what the link person has to say. And the link persons, they act in family welfare centers, they have local group activities, but also, of course, in preschools and schools. And I and my college, we work as coordinators. We use to get out information about our courses and how we do by advertisements, email, web page. I suppose it's the same in Finland. But the link persons works in another way. They work face to face. They meet the parents in preschools and schools. They talk to them. For example, they can say, next week we start a course. It's about Swedish society information. I think it's good for you to attend there. You should go. And they are very successful to recruit participants to the courses. They are much better than us Swedes. And a family welfare center is a meeting point for parents with children up to 5 years. And the link persons work both with the child health care, open preschool, and also to support a social worker. And the family welfare center is a very good environment for integration, where families from all over the world can meet, and also Swedish families. Here is an example of what they do on the family welfare center, singing, having fun all together. And here is an example of the conversation about the social worker in the middle. The link person in white is helping the lady from the same culture, and Somalian lady, to understand and to explain maybe some issues she had. And the course we call To Be a Parent in Sweden. We held this course in the mother tongue of the target group because we don't want any more misunderstandings to occur. It's about 6 to 8 occasions, and you can see the themes down there. Information, you can say. Child convention, how is the Swedish character? Also some small tip on the ways to interact with the child, the start of the parenting course, you can say. But very much about the school's mission and responsibilities. Of course, what's the parent's role in the school and the preschool and in the child's development? In some culture, as you know, I suppose, the parents think that education is something only for the school. I as a parent has no role in that. And after a course, we give them a diploma, and it's very important because it may be the first official paper from Sweden. They can put it in their CV, and it makes some status of the course also. And what says in the evaluations of this to be a parent in Sweden courses? We can say general, the families are very eager to get more information about the whole society. They talk about parental courses. They want to meet the staff, social service, police, healthcare, and so on. And there are also been new conflicts that they don't have in their home country. Mother-father conflicts, maybe because some of them came to Sweden earlier and have developed in a way. And when the other parents come, there is some kind of difference between them. And also these issues about different kind of disabilities is a problem to explain about. And these parenting courses we have with link persons, we have COPE, that means Community Parent Education. It's a Canadian course that is translated to Swedish. We have, as you can see, courses for parents with children 3 to 18 years. And recently we have started COPE on the web. And it was at the same time when the pandemic came, so it was very good time to start with that. And now we have a lot of people who wants to attend on the web, because now we don't want to meet strangers, if you say so, in very big crowds. We have also done some research from the Linköping University. 2 researchers recorded an Arabic-speaking COPE course, 10 sessions, and then they translated everything and analyzed it. And what they saw was very interesting, because of course there was some good tip about parenting. That's the main reason for attending the course, of course, but they saw something else also. The parents, the families became strengthened in different ways. As you can see, point 2 there, feeling of a regained dignity as people and citizens in a society. I think that's a very powerful statement from this course. So there are more than just learning about to be a better parent to attend this course. And they said also, the researchers also said that the parents pointed out the link person as very important, as providing information about the society. Here's a picture from these discussions we have with the newly arrived families. We talk about in A, that's a very common situation in the home country, that the father is on top of the hierarchy in the family, and then the mother, and then the children. When a family moves to another country, like B, something may happen in the family. The father loses his income, his knowledge, his language, and he's falling down in status. But the woman in the family, she's still keeping the households and have much, maybe more care about the children, and that the children come to school and so on. So she remain her status, and that could be a conflict in the family. And in C, we don't want it like that, but we know that it is like that sometimes, that the children learn the language very quickly and are the ones in the family who have the knowledge also, and the parent lost their parenthood, you can say. But the goal is, of course, that the parents decide together until the children is 18 years old. So this picture is very much discussion about. We also use link persons with family learning. We have these groups with the Swedish pedagogues and a link person with the language target group has. We also use link persons in preparatory training for preschools. Instead of just that the children have some kind of slowly introduction to the preschool, the parents is coming with the children, so they can see that the preschool is not just a place to put the children, but the preschool also have a pedagogical idea how to work with the children, to prepare them for school. And we also pointed out that the parents should maintain their origin language. We all know that it's easier to learn a new language when you have a strong original language. So we gave them tips of how they can continue to develop their own language with the children. Here's a picture from the family learning course, the Arabic-speaking link person at the right, making sure that the children and the parents understand what the Swedish pedagogue said. These courses are in Swedish. The goal is to learn Swedish, to have a better language in Swedish. But the link person is very important as a bridge between the languages. Here's another picture. They're making a fairy tale together. And that's what I had to say about this presentation of the link persons. Thank you for listening. I hope there could be some fruitful parts for you. Thank you. Goodbye.